Yeah, there we go. Well, welcome, James. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Nice.
Cheers.
So how have you been holding up, dude?
Say again, sorry, mate.
How have you been holding up during this pandemic?
Really good, yeah. Just trying to stay sane, really. It's a bit of a weird one for music, to be honest. Just everything. It's so difficult with everything. Obviously, everything closing. It's not easy. So, but yeah, holding up all right. I'm back in Guildford, which is nice. I had a lot of time, but I'm from Wales, so I live in like a tiny little village in the middle of nowhere in South Wales called Pendine. So it was lovely. I got to go back and spend time there with my family and stuff like that. So it was lovely. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that, so I managed to do that, which was really nice.
Actually, before we begin anything else, I just want to mention that we are doing this new thing called the Word of the Day. So if you mention anything to do with the word of the day, or actually say the word, we all have to drink, right?
Right, okay.
Cool. So the word of the day is COVID. I just feel like, we're so sick of it, it might as well bring us some joy. So, so you mentioned that you are from Wales, right? What's the music scene in Wales like?
Where I live, pretty non-existent, unfortunately. I live in such a rural little place, and a lot of the music is like, a lot of people do like musical theatre and acting and stuff like that. So unfortunately, like, the music scene was so small. If I was gigging, it was like in little pubs and like hotels and stuff. There wasn't really that many venues and stuff for me to sort of get involved with, which is a bit rubbish, really. Unfortunately, like it was very rural, but it did mean that I was able to come to Guildford. I found out about college here, so yeah, I moved to Guildford, and that's where it all sort of
kicked off.
When I really sort of started. Yeah.
So have you been in the music industry long then? Like, have you been performing at a very young age?
I started performing when I was like really little. Growing up, I did like school shows and stuff like that. And when I was younger, I always thought I wanted to be like do musical theatre and stuff like that. But the older I got, I sort of realised that I wanted to sort of go down the music route, where I wanted to start gigging and stuff like that. And after doing covers and stuff like that, I thought I want to have a go at writing my own songs. And after doing that, I thought the next natural progression was to like move closer to London to try and pursue that. And then that's when I started writing and stuff like that, and ended up releasing music and stuff like that.
So we cut, like, of course we don't want to mention the pandemic, but since everyone is experiencing it,
you've done it now.
How has that kind of like, how's that how has that affected you in in your music, perhaps your writing and all that kind of stuff? Because I know it's definitely affected Brooke and I. I'd love to do this interview, in person and everything.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I think for me, this year I really wanted to do a lot more gigging, just to sort of establish more of an audience and gig and promote the songs that I was going to release. And I couldn't do that, obviously. No one could because of Corona. I'm going to have to drink now.
We all will.
Yeah, but I did really want to do a lot more gigging this year, but that ultimately led to me spending the time to really like hone my writing. I did a lot more writing this year than I think I would have done. And also going back home to Wales led for a lot of experiences that I don't think I would have had otherwise. I did a bit of recording in a studio in Wales, and I never did that before. So it was a whole new experience, just going to the studio and sort of being around like an engineer and like the whole sort of like logistics of like how I'm recording my music, and not just, especially with me for writing, I think actually it is writing things that I like and finding out how I want to sound as an artist, and finding my sort of uniqueness with my songs and stuff like that. So going back to Wales and spending lots of time writing was something that a good thing that came out of I'm gonna have to say it again, the pandemic. It was a really good thing that came out of that. So yeah, I tried to make the best of a rubbish situation, really. But
No, yeah, I think that's where everyone has been, haven't we? Like, because one thing I've realized, like everyone was complaining at the start, being like, "Oh, this is so awful. This is so awful." But then after like a good 2 months, what I remember hearing is just everyone being like, "Yeah, I'm learning something new now. I'm trying to crack on and do something. I've learned this about myself when I'm, because I'm indoors a lot." But yeah, like, which kind of leads me on to my next question. What have you learned? Anything new? Have we all?
in my family home, we've got an old piano, and I just put in the hours on that. I can't play any before the lockdown. I couldn't play any piano, but yeah, I really put in the hours over lockdown. Just going right back to basics with it, and by the end, I was like writing on piano more than guitar. And only recently, really, I picked my guitar back up and sort of started writing on it again. But like, yeah, definitely that like the lockdown made for me learning the piano, which was just sick. Yeah.
The general consensus is like, obviously a pandemic is a horrific thing to have to go through and to happen, but obviously like we're fortunate enough that we haven't maybe had it or whatever. Oh yeah. But like pretty much everyone I know and have spoke to has been like, yeah, obviously it was crap, but like what James just said, oh, I learned piano, or oh, I put some more time into this, or oh, I got to spend some more time with my family. So I think, yeah, maybe we're just obviously fortunate enough it maybe hasn't got us directly, but it's kind of nice to hear about people having time to do other things that they might not have had time to do before.
Yeah. I can imagine writing in Wales is probably one of the best places to write, although the music scene isn't great there. Like the scenery, the calmness of it all. Because I've had a friend who's also in a band, and he went to do some studio time in Wales, and it's genuinely just this one house in the middle of nowhere with studio equipment, and they said it's like the perfect place to write because it's super relaxing. And
I was so lucky. I had so I live on the beach in Pendine, and yeah, we've got this little shed at the top of my garden, and I just go up there and write, and it was lovely. It was really lovely, so peaceful up there. So
It's weird though, isn't it? Because like I've got a friend who did the degree that we're all doing last year, and she kind of, I guess she still had to work, and things like she kind of went the other way. Like me and Oscar were talking about this, and we kind of want to ask you as well. She said the pandemic drink. Oh, yeah. she said the pandemic made her realize just how much of her inspiration she took from being outside and writing and like being in social situations. So she said, although she had all this spare time on her hands and she was like, right, this is the time to write, she said she felt like a complete block in her writing method because she wasn't inspired by anything. I don't know if that, obviously I'm guessing you maybe didn't have that problem as much if you were able to still do some bits and bobs, but I don't know what you thought of that.
I think at the start, definitely like I was like banging out the songs like so much just because like it was like a new experience. But I was in Wales for the whole summer, and because it was lockdown, I couldn't go anywhere. Like I was stuck in the house. So after a couple of weeks of that, or a couple of months of that, even it does. You do start to struggle to find like new things to write about because you're just in that one place. Do you know what I mean? I can fully relate to that. Like,
and I think as well, like not to make it negative, but like on that kind of point, obviously it's amazing that people took up these new hobbies, but I feel like as soon as you logged into social media, people were like sharing like I've learned this or I've started doing this. So I feel like there was pressure to be like, yeah. And example, if you're furloughed, like, oh God, I should learn a new hobby. I should be doing something new because it almost seemed like everyone around you was doing that.
Yeah, and just there was definitely that pressure. I didn't want to waste time because I thought it obviously the pandemic was something that it's so out there, and it's never going to happen. The same thing where the whole country locks down. I don't think after all of this is finished. I'm trying not to say the word. After all of it's finished, I don't think we're going to have that extended period of time again where we can just be in one place and no one will be working. So I definitely felt that I didn't want to waste time this year. I wanted to still be proactive because I still had, even though everything was locked down, I still had like a vision of, right, I'm going to write the songs ready to record. So when I get back, I can go straight into the studio, record them, and then get a release together and try and promote as much as I can. I was really conscious of that.
So that kind of leads me on to to ask you, what inspired you to write your the single that you've just released?
I was jamming in my room back when I was in uni with one of my mates, and he just played this like little guitar riff thing, and it just like struck a chord with me. It was just like I've got my guitar here actually, but it was just like a little. It was played something like this. It was like. Just that like descending thing, and I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh my god, we've got to write this. We've got to write the song. Yeah. And yeah, we it just all sort of came together so quickly. And after a while, it was like 15 minutes. I think we had the whole song down.
Wow.
Yeah, it came so quickly. We were like just so gassed with it. And we refined it afterwards and stuff. But yeah. It all came together very quickly, but I think that the whole thing of the song is just about like not taking yourself too seriously and just being aware of like just what's important. Really, I know it's well cheesy, but like that's what it's all about, really.
I don't think it's cheesy. I think it's like relatable. Like it's what people want to hear, and I think at a time like this, you want to be trying to make people.
Yeah, it's just like a pick me up song, really. Yeah, that was the sort of idea behind it, I guess. Definitely.
Exactly. But when live industry comes back, where do you want to perform first? Where's the first place you want to go back?
Good question.
That's a very good question. I don't know. I think some small venues in London. I think I'm hoping by this summer that things are going to start opening up, socially distanced gigs and stuff. So. I've been rehearsing before everything locked down. I was rehearsing with I've assembled a little band together, just back in my solo stuff, and they're all unbelievable musicians. They're so good. They make me feel very bad when I'm in the room with them, but yeah, I want to get the band really tight and then to start gigging my music in London first, I think, and then just sort of branching out. But I'd love to do some gigs in Cardiff. I'd really love that, just because I got friends there, and I want to stay true to my roots.
Yeah, of course.
A good music scene in Cardiff.
Yeah, I think that the sort of the hub of the Welsh music scene is in Cardiff. Yeah, so and they have lots of venues there as well. So yeah, that'll be something I'd love to do if that's if I can do that in this year. I'd love to be able to do gigs in Cardiff and also in and around London, in Guildford, around in my local area. I think that would be sick.
Yeah, as I know it, Cardiff, from what I've heard, their university is the party university of the UK.
It's mental.
Yeah,
it's mental, apparently. I've never been on a night out, so I feel like I'm a bit of a fake. But
their student union is like the same size as the whole of ACM.
Really?
I'm not joking.
Yeah.
It's absolutely huge.
Well, I've got a twin sister, believe it or not, and she's studying medicine in Cardiff. And yeah, she tells me about the nights out and stuff, and it just seems just unreal, to be honest. Pound drinks on a Monday, fucking take my money.
Cool. So do you want to kind of tell us a little bit about your single, perhaps?
Yeah, in what respect?
As in, like, your release and what you've done with it, perhaps the BBC introducing that you've got on.
Yeah, I was so gassed with that because I released it back in December. Last year, I really wanted to get it out sort of around November time, but it was my first release and I was doing it all independently, and I was a little bit naive in the amount of work that like goes into it and admin and stuff like that. Getting a press release together, making sure I've got contacts for blogs and stuff to send to, and trying to pitch for Spotify playlists and all sorts of things. So I did underestimate it a little bit, but I think with everyone's first release, they're gonna make a few mistakes. But I was so happy that I got it out that side of the year. That was my main goal. I just wanted to get it out last year, just so I had something one good thing to finish off last year, because obviously with Corona, it was, oh shit, it wasn't great. But I really wanted to get out last year, which I did. And yeah, I was really happy with that. But I was really happy with the radio play recently, because I put it forward through BBC Introducing last year, and I didn't hear much. And then I heard just literally like the day before I got the radio play that they were going to be playing it on Intro South. And I was so gassed with that, because it just, all the hard work and everything that went into it, it's all worth it. Do you know what I mean?
So do you want to tell us a little bit about the recording process behind Aware?
Yeah, so I got recommended this studio in Addlestone called Newman Studios, and the guys there are just so great. Like they really helped give the track focus. I made a little demo with the help of some mates. At the time, I didn't really know much about production. In college, I learned a little bit, but I didn't know an awful lot. And yeah, with Aware, I just sort of produced it on Logic with the help of some friends, getting them sending in different bits. And after I had like a little demo, like a rough demo, I took it into the studio, and the guys just were brilliant. They gave me a lot of focus for the track. Oh, I'm just throwing everything off my desk. They gave me a lot of focus with the track. And yeah, Jordan Timms, shout out to Jordan Timms and Max Smith. They're absolutely amazing engineers and producers. And yeah, they helped me get the direction for the track, where it needed to go. And we produced the track. Yeah, I really enjoyed the process, to be honest. It's so lovely to like hear it, to see the journey of the song, actually. So just from where like you're singing and playing it like acoustically to the final finished product, it's so exciting. Like especially when like you'll have like a drum sound or like a sample or something that just gets added into the mix, and you're like, oh my god, this is nuts. This sounds sick.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
On top of that, I've heard that you worked with Chris Geringer.
Yeah. So, when I got it, when it came to the mix and mastering process, Newman Studios, they did the mix, and then I used like Sterling Sound, which is like an external mastering like company. And I got Chris Geringer to master the track, which was sick.
Worked with Drake, Rihanna, and Lady Gaga, right? Like I believe.
Yeah, his reference, like the tracks he's done are just nuts. Like he's done so many massive tracks. Like
that is absolute name drop and a half. Like Lady Gaga, Drake, and Rihanna.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like Sterling Sound, and the master was great as well. I was really happy with it.
So kind of what are the next steps for you now then? Or even though we can't, do live gigs and stuff like that, what's the next step for you?
I want to, obviously, I'm going to keep putting out music, keep growing my presence online and stuff like that. And this next year, I want to try and release 4 singles. Very ambitious of me, but that's what I want to do. The next one is going to be around March time, I think. I haven't got a release date yet, but in March, definitely. In and around March. I just want to keep growing, keep releasing music, and towards the end of the year, if I can get some sort of backing, that would be amazing, just so I can cover my costs, essentially. I mean, being self-employed is always difficult, so yeah, I think that's going to be something I'm looking forward to later on in the year.
Yeah, awesome. Well, to end it all, to stay true to our name, we're going to do a drinking game.
Oh, amazing.
I might need to pour another drink, actually, if that's okay.
Crack on. But whilst Brooke pours her drink, I'm sure you've heard of Never Have I Ever. Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Every one of us, we're going to write a question down, and we're going to ask each other a question.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Have any one of you ever done something? Well, actually, no, never have I ever done something illegal.
Everyone's done something. Everyone's done something illegal.
Please, no parents watching. I've got something, because we're all students, I feel like this might relate to us. Never have I ever had my camera off in a Zoom lecture because I've actually been in bed.
Oh God, damn, I drink that one. Jesus.
I thought that one would get everyone.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh God, I had a lecture last week, and I joined. I was literally in bed. My face must have been like complete, like oh, it was horrendous. And then I joined it, and I was unmuted and my camera was on, and so I was there like scrambling, trying to like turn it off. And then the lecturer was just there, like, yeah, just mute him, just mute him.
Worst one is like we had a lecturer last year who was just always like sending requests, and you'd get a thing like so and so's asked you to put your camera on, and you'd be like, I'm in my pajamas.
You're just there scrambling, trying to put it all on.
Oh, that used to give me the fear, like knowing that you're in bed and then your lecturer being like, can everyone put their cameras on?
Never have I ever been sick in a club.
Oof. Actually, that. Oh,
cut that bit out, yeah.
Sure, yeah, we'll do that. Awesome. Well, I think we're running out of time now. So if you want to give yourself a little plug and tell the people at home, what you're about, what you're doing, what to check out, and then we'll go on to your live performance.
Sick. Yeah, so James Goodwin Music on Instagram, Facebook, and all the socials, all the good places. I will be releasing lots of amazing new music in the next year, so please drop a follow. And yeah, just stay tuned, really. I'm going to be smashing out the content, and yeah, follow along to see it all happen, because it's going to be one hell of a year.
Natural. You're a natural, mate.
Yeah, that was not even rehearsed. Love that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks, James, for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It's been great talking to you. Yeah.
Amazing. Take care. Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed this.
Cool.
Having an excuse to have a few bevs, I'm never going to complain. I do love a bev, so.
Take me away. Colourless world is an empty place. I'm just stating my case. This monotony is confusing me. I wanna fly away, be higher than I was yesterday. Give me the hand of grace and show me what it's like to be human again. 'Cause I don't know how long I haven't been home. I will walk and I will run. These scars don't hurt, they're nearly gone. They say every storm will subside, but it's just a matter of time. I will walk and I will run. My sea defenses overrun a weathered stone. In repair, the worst is gone. Now I'm aware. So pick me up. I'm not a pessimist, so fill my cup. Sometimes in life's just the way it goes. What I need to do now is to take control. So set me free from the demons that are under lock and key. And I am stood so tall, waiting for an answer from a higher call. 'Cause I don't know how long I haven't been home. I will walk and I will run. These scars don't hurt, they're nearly gone. They say every storm will run. These scars don't hurt, they're nearly gone. They say every storm will subside, but it's just a matter of time. I will walk